The following Best of Central Florida program is sponsored in part by these fine sponsors.
Welcome to Best of Central Florida. Am I ever excited for this show? It's Best Fine Dining. We have fantastic restaurants in Central Florida for sure. As always, joined by my beautiful co-host who's laughing at me, Makaila Nichols. Hello, Makaila. How are you?
I'm great.
I'm
hungry.
I'm hungry too. We have great restaurants around Central Florida for sure. The three we visit today are places we've been that we love. I'm so excited for the show. We get to eat. Nothing better than a nice bottle of wine, great food. And we get to do it. Is this really a job?
No.
It doesn't feel like a job to me. This is just fun.
We're just hanging out.
I'm so excited for the show. So excited to do it with you, of course. But here we go. The best fine dining in all of Central Florida is just ahead. Of course, your health is the most important, but maybe the second most important thing in your life is your financial health. Who do you turn to? Who can you trust? We trust our great friends at Blackston Financial Advisory Group. I have David and Kyle Blackston here. Welcome to the show, guys. How are you?
Honored to be here.
Trust is so important in your world, but why did you get into this?
Let me tell you a little quick story. My mom and dad, when they decided to retire, my dad was 62, my mom was 58. They didn't seek out a registered financial consultant, someone that's trained to get you through retirement. They just winged it on their own. Dad had a little bit of a pension, had Social Security, but he started at age 62, so he only got 70% of what happened. 4 years into retirement, my dad comes down with cancer and dies. My mom finds out there was no survivor's benefits on the pension. She got his Social Security, but it was only 70%. So for the next 17 years of her life, I watched her struggle. 14 years into Dad being passed, Mom had to sell a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house to move into a 1-bedroom apartment to live the rest of her life. When she passed away, the doctors told my youngest brother, said, your mom didn't have anything physically wrong with her, she just gave up. And it was all because she never got over the loss of her husband and the fact she struggled with income. So I made a commitment when my wife and I started this business 25 years ago that we would never let anybody go through what my mom did if they would just give us just in 45 minutes to make sure their plan was in place.
That 45 minutes, Kyle, is not intimidating. You're there to learn about your client, to treat them like family.
That's right, we are. You know, it's just gathering information, getting to know who they are and what they're trying to accomplish. I think that's so much more than trying to sell a product to anybody. And as a fiduciary, you have a wide range of products to offer them where some of the big box stores they see on TV are really forced to drive home certain products. That's not being a fiduciary. That's being out for themselves, you know?
That's true.
Excellent job, guys. Keep up the wonderful work.
Appreciate
Any questions about your finances? Blackston Financial Advisory Group.
So there's definitely a difference between eating and dining, and I personally like to do fine dining. So Makaila's choice for best fine dining are my friends over at Figs Prime. We're literally here right now, can't beat it. I'm sitting here with the executive chef and owner, Victor Gonzalez. Thank you for having us.
My pleasure, my pleasure.
So tell me a little bit, because we're sitting here in this location, what made you start Figs Prime?
I've been in the industry for a long time. And I thought I was retiring from being the owner.
Funny how that works.
But it didn't happen, you know. And when I decided to have another restaurant, I wanted something to be contemporary, something with no particular ethnic, you know. I wanted to be something about me, my experience over the years, and to create a menu that was comfortable and it have a little bit of everything for everybody's palate. You know, and that I incorporate, you know, prime steak, you know, fine seafood, a few other, a little Italian dish here and there, but not too much. I don't want to, you know, and the paella, of course, which is one of my favorite.
It's ridiculous.
Yep, and that's how it happened. You know, it was easy to decide, you know, after, you know, having Italian restaurants and not being Italian, and you know, it was easy to decide no more Italian, but let's do something about myself. What I do, my things, my best things to do.
Definitely. I mean, 30 plus years experience. You're combining different, you know, contemporary and culture. How would you describe your menu?
I have the best cuts of beef and poultry and all that. If you have the palate for good steak, you'll find it here. If you have the palate for a good fish, you also find it here. You know, I don't do multiple type of fish. I do strictly go for, you know, Native American salmon and sea bass, which everybody knows how delicious is a good sea bass is and all that. And but also you have a little bit of sauté dishes like the veal scallopini that will satisfy the Italian palate, you know.
So pretty much everyone.
Everyone will be very happy to have a meal here.
Yeah,
Yes.
I know. You treated Justin and I to an amazing meal earlier. I mean, we had the filet, we had some lobster, we had paella, we had the Native American salmon.
The seafood soupa.
Seafood soupa. And how could I forget the drinks? Brenda made us the most amazing drinks. I had a pear martini, you had the signature with fig in it.
Yeah, but not just old fashioned. You had the fig old-fashioned.
Fig old-fashioned, crafted by Brenda.
Yes.
It is amazing.
We infused the bourbon on figs for weeks.
Wow.
And then
you can taste the difference.
We made figs old-fashioned, which is our signature drink, and it's the best.
When I think Friday night, Saturday night out with you know, your wife, husband, boy, whatever it is, amazing food, amazing drinks, I think figs.
Same. I mean, even the atmosphere, it's crazy being here, because last time I was here, I sat over on the couch over there, and it's lively. I mean, you even have live music. What really separates you when it comes to fine dining?
Well, we're not a giant restaurant that seats 300 people, where they have a goal that they have to make certain numbers. We are a family-owned and operated restaurant. I have myself, my wife, I have some of my kids work here. It's a very cozy place. And the food is great, and the drinks, the cocktails, you know, our bartender, they craft beautiful cocktails, beautiful drink, and and everything is done to perfection. So that's what separates us from everybody else.
Yeah, no, I mean, just your years of experience and the atmosphere, the vibe, it's where I want to come all the time for fine dining. I mean, just the experience we had today here with you is amazing.
Well, thank you. I'm glad you enjoy it.
Definitely, we appreciate it. So last question for you. I know you told me a little bit earlier when you were coming up with the name for figs, your wife, get a shout out to your wife.
Yeah.
Coming up with the name.
Yeah. Well, you know, we didn't want it to have a name with a lot of letters, you know, like blah, 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 blah. No, we wanted to make it easy and remember, you know, easy to remember and all that. So we went back and forth, you know. I even thought about put Victor's in it, you know, but it didn't really click for me, even though that I love my name. I think it's a beautiful name. But it didn't do it. So, you know, my wife and I will talk about it. We have figs incorporated into our menu. And that, you know, I made different dishes with figs in it. So Brenda says, well, you know, I'm Figueroa, and we have fig. So why we don't just use my name and your figs, and we call it figs.
Love it.
Wow.
And I said, well, I think that's perfect. It could not be any better than that.
So not only does it, you know, the name stands alone, the food is excellent, easy to remember the food. Well,
Of course.
Thank you for having us, Chef. And
My pleasure. Thank you for coming and being here with us.
Of course. Well, do yourself a favor and check out our friends at Figs Prime, and we'll be right back with People's Choice after this short break. I am joined by two of my amazing friends. They are the owners. They are incredible boss ladies of Professionally Pretty, Allison and Jaisel. So happy to have y'all here.
Thanks for having us.
So maybe for someone watching, tell us a little bit about Professionally Pretty.
So Professionally Pretty is a full-service talent agency. We represent men, women, and children of all ages all across the U.S. for companies big and small. We have a lot of local companies that we book talent for, Publix, Home Depot, Spectrum, all the way to larger global clients like cruise lines, hotels, Starbucks, Chick-fil-A. We have a wide range of clients.
It's incredible.
You know,
I mean,
some small things.
It's amazing. I mean, you're in the Central Florida area and you're booking these international, national projects, so to speak. Do you have any of your favorite projects that you want to share real quick?
There are a few projects that we're pretty excited about. We currently have 2 commercials slotted to air during the Super Bowl.
Wow.
So when you're watching the game and you see the M&M's commercial come on, look for our talent, and you'll also see them in the Remy Martin spot.
Wow. So tell me, what makes Professionally Pretty different from other, agencies, talent agencies, things of that nature?
Yeah, so Allison and I came from the talent side of the business. We probably have about 20 years combined of working as talent. So when we started the agency, we had the unique perspective of being able to see things from the talent's side and being able to advocate for them the way that they should be advocated for. We also have a very large talent roster, which gives us a ability to pair up a lot of different types of looks with the brands that people come to us looking for talent for their advertising and their marketing spots.
Connecting the client with the right, the right talent is absolutely incredible. And your expertise and your experience is superb. Do yourself a favor and check out our friends at Professionally Pretty for any of your service needs.
You have spoken, the people have spoken, and people's choice for best fine dining, and what a great choice they have made. Goes to our great friends over here at Avalise. Chris, how are you, buddy? This place
I'm doing great.
Absolutely amazing. Good to see you, man.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
Beautiful day.
Yes,
beautiful
definitely.
place to dine as well. Here in St. Augustine, I would be remiss if I didn't mention what a beautiful location this is.
Thank you. As you can see, the bayfront.
We're
You got the
literally
best view.
Looking at sailboats here, one of our favorite places to visit is St. Augustine. Certainly right here. But make no mistake, this hotel, yes, has a restaurant, but this restaurant stands by itself. The food here,
definitely.
Unbelievable. How would you describe the food program?
We are definitely very eclectic. We have a little bit of Caribbean, Spanish, the Mediterranean, and of course a little bit of Americana thrown in there.
Really, it is farm to table.
Yes,
Your
definitely.
ingredients here are amazing. How do you pull that off?
Well, we just like to find the best purveyors that supplies the best beef. We do use nothing but prime cuts of beef. All our chickens are fresh, and then all our produce. We have a couple of good distributors down south that provide us with quality produce.
Describe the atmosphere, the overall vibe when I walk into this restaurant.
I want to say it's your almost like your traditional steakhouse. That nice, dark. Yet we have a nice ambiance. Gosh, that's a good question.
I can describe it. It's amazing. Just the smells when you walk in of the steak, but also seafood too. Your seafood program is excellent.
Yeah, all of our seafood is local. We don't bring anything frozen. As a matter of fact, nothing we have in-house is frozen. We make everything from scratch, and that's what I think puts us far and above everybody else in this town.
And when we think about fine dining, St. Augustine, for the people in, let's say, Orlando, is closer than they think. It's not that
definitely.
hard to get here.
2 hours away.
2 hours away. It's worth the trip, no matter what. The historic location here in historic St. Augustine, pretty amazing too. The chefs that you have here,
top notch.
Second to none. I think steak. You think seafood when you think about this restaurant, but
I mean, when you combine the two, you can't beat it. A little steak and lobster, the whole thing.
Oh, you got it.
And it is. I mean, I think that's how I would describe it. Is it's kind of a steak and a lobster at the same time, sort of feeling. Great place for a date.
Yes, of course. I mean, I want to go inside like every day,
And the reason I know the place is so fantastic is because you are not just feeding the people that are staying in this hotel. People come to this restaurant from all over the place.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's
all over the country, all
totally.
over the world.
Yeah, exactly. What about reservations and things? Can I just stop by? Do I need to call ahead?
You can come in, stop in anytime. It'd be best if you made reservations. And one of the beauties of our property as well, you don't, being a small town, limited parking. we valet park here.
Right.
So we have a 2-hour limit, so you can come in, you have 2 hours to enjoy yourself here, and then you can hit the town right after.
But I mean, I think that's huge for someone who's not staying on
Yeah,
property,
yeah,
and
definitely,
they're coming
definitely.
here just to visit it because this is a destination
Yeah.
restaurant as far as we're concerned. You don't have to worry about parking. And parking can be a challenge in this town.
Yes, it can.
And you can stay here, enjoy the fine drinks and wine
Yes,
too. How would you
definitely.
describe the drink program?
Oh, well, we got some great bartenders, and they just came up with a whole new list of spring drinks to get us through until summertime. So,
When you're at a steak or seafood place yourself, what is your go-to? Is it wine or is it cocktails? A mixture of both?
I like a good hearty red wine
Yes.
to go with steak.
Same here. What about you, Makaila?
I'm a white wine person.
Seafood.
Yeah, seafood. You're right. You're right.
There
You
you
caught
go.
me out. Yep.
But even sometimes with steak, I see her order white wine. Is that
Yeah.
acceptable?
And
or
nothing
not?
wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes you go with a rosé.
Yeah, exactly.
Go with what you know.
Chris Proves, the corporate chef and director of all the food and beverage here.
Yes.
What you've done with this restaurant is nothing short of remarkable.
well, thank you.
Beautiful location.
Thank you.
Thanks so much, brother.
Yeah,
Good
it's
to
a
see
pleasure.
you. Hopefully we'll see you soon. If you
Okay.
haven't been here, you must come. Fantastic city, fantastic hotel. Most importantly, what a fantastic restaurant. Here we are, Makaila and I, one of my favorite places in all of Central Florida. One of my favorite things to do is axe throwing. It's so much fun. I love it. There's only one place we go, though.
Yeah.
Obviously, Stumpy's Hatchet House. Its owners are here, Matthew, Estella. How are you guys?
Doing good.
Axe throwing in general, some people have never tried it. Why should we?
Why not? I mean, it's a great time. We have a great place here, wonderful staff. We have a wonderful beer selection. It's just good times all around.
And this place feels unbelievably homey to me. It feels cozy. It feels like I'm transported into a cabin in North Carolina or Montana or something. How did you create this?
Well, it came with a lot of hard work, some busted fingers, and a lot of trial and error. Yeah. We a lot of the natural woodwork in here. Actually, all the natural woodwork was done by myself and one other person.
A lot of people don't think about corporate events. They think corporate events, oh, what restaurant am I going to rent out? What ballroom? What a great place to have a corporate event, a corporate meeting.
Yeah, it's we have TVs in here, so we do have ways that if you want to do a presentation of any kind, we can accommodate that. We have a PA system, so if you even want to do a tournament with a nice, let's get this thing going and rile up the crowd, you can. We even let it to where we have a free jukebox that you can come in, pick any music you like. It's great. You have a good
Jam
time.
out.
If you haven't been axe throwing yet, come to Stumpy's Hatchet House right now, or if you have a meeting coming up, Stumpy's Hatchet House is a place for you. And finally today, it is time for my favorite portion of the program. It's time for Justin's Choice. And Justin's Choice for Best Fine Dining goes to our wonderful friends here at Christini's. All right, so I'll be honest with you. Literally one of my favorite restaurants, not in Central Florida, in the world. I've always just admired the man who started this whole thing. He's here with me, happy to be joined by Christini. Mr. Christini, how are you, sir?
You're welcome. Wonderful.
We love our job, we do. We've met some amazing people, but this is one of those, to me, moments that it's like unbelievable, because I've always admired what you do here. I've just admired your restaurant, love your restaurant. You're a family guy. There's something special about you, and you feel it when you walk in here to Christini's. How did this place get started?
It started like any other place in the world. It's because the restaurant is based on the owner, not the state, not the city. So opening up a restaurant here in Orlando, on the shopping center here in the mall, was very difficult. Scary.
Yeah.
No one gave me more than 2 months to survive here. Moving from New York, I had to survive. I had to do the best I could in my life, and I did it. And I'm proud of it. I survived what people were telling me left and right. When I first opened my restaurant, and the restaurant being paid in 6 months, I don't know how to explain to you how proud I am. What I have done here, only God knows, that I'm living truly the American dream. This is what I call the dream. But the dreams, of course, don't come without work.
That's right.
You have to work, you have to dedicate yourself, experience. So in combination, because experience, what you're doing, dedication, love for what you're doing, because if you love what you're doing, it's never a work. So you have to do the best, give the best, no shortcuts, not be greedy, but take care of every single person comes through the front door. I know we have a lot of celebrities, but to me, everybody's a celebrity. Once you cross my front door, you are important. Therefore, knowing that all of us, we are important, we never care how much money they spend, how they look like, if they be back or not, as long as they have the best experience the first time they come here.
When I walk in, I'm immediately transformed into a whole different mood, a whole different atmosphere. This truly is world-class dining here, but obviously it's not just the experience. The food is unbelievable. Tell me about your food program here.
After so many experience in so many different restaurants, I don't know what I get a palate, because the palate is very important, you know. And all these years I've been asked the same question, and I am answering as one to another. Sometimes I find it very difficult to talk about myself. Yeah. I have created some techniques in cooking. You know, I spent 47 years of my life on the Italian cuisine. Another 25 French. So this combination and Mediterranean cuisine, I have some techniques. When you say tomato sauce here is not tomato sauce. You open up the can, you put the tomatoes in. How you use the garlic, for instance. You know, people that like to burn the garlic, chop garlic, powder garlic, this kills you. You have to know gently, treat every single product gently, so you get the aroma out of the food, not the burning. Because once you leave the restaurant, it's, oh my God, I enjoy it. But if you have, I don't know why there's people that like to burn the food, they put the flames over the food. It's not the right thing. So I have certain techniques in my life I created so many years that every single product has to be done with a loving care and take the time, not to rush.
We both had first dates here. I've entertained many clients here. In fact, Christini's was the first restaurant I had ever come to when I came to Orlando one time. It truly is a special occasion, amazing restaurant. The food is fantastic. I can't imagine someone coming here and not coming back quickly, but there's certain touches that really create an amazing atmosphere here, from the roses. You have special touches.
Yes, you're not gonna believe it. We operated in Orlando, Florida, in the mall.
Yeah.
With a 92.2% repeating guests from all over the world. Yeah, I walk around the dining, we have from Dubai, we have from Europe, we have people from all over the world. And that just makes me you think about it. This is my home over here. And someone comes here to my restaurant, it's coming to my house. How in the world ever, thinking about this, I did accomplish something like this, to have people coming back, not the first time, many times. We have people, like I said, come from all over, and sometimes I'm surprised how people they hear from me in different countries in the world, you know? Yeah. And also, you ask me about some of the things we have. From the day I opened up the restaurant to this day, we're presenting each lady with a long stem rose. If we don't have it, we don't give it. Because I have 7 stars. However, if the waiter or the lady is leaving without a rose, so is the waiter. Because I have standards. If you don't get the rose, the waiter goes. Because I hate when I have such a beautiful expression with beautiful ladies, roses, and you not present a rose, piss me off. So therefore, I fire people if they don't present you with the rose. In the meantime, before I forget this, it's a well rose for you. Yeah.
And I know I don't want to steal his thunder, but two
his
for
is
you
better.
today.
Wow.
2 for extra beauty.
It's
for her.
of course. Yes.
Amazing restaurant, amazing story. Your daughter Ellie now very involved as well.
Deli's here. It's scary though.
Yeah.
She's following my steps.
Yeah.
She's very charming, but I shouldn't. Because if I say that, maybe I become like a egomaniac. No. Ellie is scary because she's following my steps. She's not scared of the people. And I preach all my life. Go close to people, talk to people. People that are inviting, people that want to be entertained. We are in Orlando, Florida. We have so many people from all over the world. Yeah. So therefore, I mean, be nice. The way she's presenting herself, unbelievable. How proud I am. And she's doing the restaurant life. And my other daughter, Kate, is doing the PR work, you know. Yeah. So they're both of them in the business, and they make me very proud. And that's what you expect in the world, in the family, to take over and do the best they can, you know.
You make us very proud, Mr. Christini.
No, thank you.
What a pleasure. Thank you so much for having us.
My pleasure.
It's an honor to be here. And if you haven't visited Christini's, you must do so immediately. If not, you're missing out. I love my job.
Yeah, it's pretty great.
What an amazing episode. We're ready to eat, I guess. You?
Oh, yeah, of course I'm ready to eat.
Thank you so much to our crew for making the show happen today. Mostly thank you for watching us every week. We'll see you again next week for more Best of Central Florida. As we embark on a new year, you embark on a new fitness journey. Do yourself a favor and visit our friends at Winter Park Train Station. Husband-wife team, Eric and Kimberly Morgan. Guys, welcome. How are you?
Great, thank you.
Describe the vibe. It's a comfortable one, I know that, at Winter Park Train Station.
Yeah, absolutely. Everybody's welcome. Every demographic, every age range. I think one of the biggest things that would set us apart was for like anti-Globo gym. Like we are just not that. You will come in and feel comfortable right away. You'll know where your place is right away. It won't be this, that person has their shirt off over there. That person,
I don't like
it's a very comfortable environment, and I think that's particularly unique to us.
Who comes to see you?
Every age range,
Really?
every age range. Before I came here, the last 2 clients I had were 70. 2 neighbors that work out together, 2 guys, they love it, and they're just trying to get fit and get back out on the golf course.
Oh yeah, golf course, very important.
Yeah.
And what do you do there? Is it just personal training? Do you have classes? Describe the scene.
Yeah, it's mostly personal training. We're really focused on strength and conditioning for all ages. We have a foundational kids class that's, hey, kids doing push-ups, planks, squats, learning how to run, working on running technique. That carries into sports and stuff for them too, so that's a big part.
A new gym can be intimidating, of course.
Right.
Family run, great environment. Describe the environment that you try to create there.
A happy one.
Yeah.
I mean, it's almost like every time someone comes in, we all say hello, every trainer says hello, and then when everybody leaves, we say goodbye. And most of the time, I'm hugging people on the way in and on the way out.
One size does not fit all when it comes to your fitness. You really personalize a program for your clientele.
Absolutely, and that starts from the day that they come in. Very note-taking, lots of notes, hearing from them, going back and forth, and making sure that they're getting exactly what they want instead of something that I'm putting on them.
I think that's super important. Someone comes in, doesn't know exactly what they need to do to find that fitness. That's what you do. Keep up the good work, guys, and do yourself a favor. As we find this new year, find the new you at Winter Park Train Station.
The preceding Best of Central Florida program was sponsored in part by these fine sponsors.